I am nothing against the power of the Bading. Howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a Cosmic Horror t-shirt. The shirt actually reads, "My hamster thinks I'm cool." But when you look like this, just wear it like this, it's, "My hamster thinks." It was a very hot day yesterday. I am sure it's going to be a scorcher today. I am using my arm a lot and it hurts, but you gotta push because it's not easy. This is just, I think about it, it's there. There is no effort at all for me to move it or to hold it up. It's just thinking and doing. This one, I hold it up and oh boy, I gotta think about it because there are springs that want to hold it back down, and I gotta pull against those constantly, especially the further up I go. Oh, those springs are so tight. Oh, everything. My fingers want to stay in, my arm wants to be like this, so gotta push or else I'm gonna lose it. You know, muscles contract, joints stiffen and tighten, and that's bad, so you gotta use it. The problem is, with no muscle relaxers, and I need to contact some doctors about this, with no muscle relaxers, I can feel the muscle spasms all down here. Oh, this is just, even just to the light touch I have, this is bad in my rotator cuff area. The muscles are just, they are inflamed, and I can feel the microspasms all along the nerves through here. I can feel the muscles spasming through here, and I can even feel them spasming all the way up to this knuckle. All that, of course, keeps the nerves inflamed, and because the nerves are inflamed, I get muscle spasms, and because I got muscle spasms, that keeps the nerves inflamed. So yeah, it's torture using the arm, but you gotta use it or you lose it. Thumbs up. Yay. Now, I did write things down actually on my topics list, because there are some things that I did want to talk about. Most of them absolutely useless. This one, I hate to do this again. I really hate asking for help. I live on a sliver of the razor's edge financially. After I pay my rent, I have so little money. And then I depend on my Patreons. My patrons to actually survive through the month. Unfortunately, this month, a rolling charge came through. Took me to minus $1.28. And at the end of that, I was minus $125. That was money that I needed to survive. I don't have enough money even to buy enough cat dirt and cat food to keep my cat alive and functioning, let alone take care of myself, because I still have needs. That 125 was, well, needed. As stated, it's, I need my patrons to survive after my rent and such. After the 125, so if you can, only if you can help, it would be appreciated. I'd like to make up that 125 if I can, but if I can't, I will survive. So if it will not hurt you, if you have anything to spare, if you don't need it for something else, because again, you have to survive and take care of yourself first. After you have taken care of your own survival needs, whatever you have left, if there is enough and you would like to help, then please do so. But under any other circumstances, if it's going to hurt you, if it's going to take away what you need, if it's going to cut into your survival stuff, no, I am no grifter. I hate even asking for help. So do not hurt yourself. I will survive somehow. I don't know what I'm going to do with the cat, but I will survive somehow. But if you can, that would be nice. Thank you very much. And again, I hate asking, but thank you very much. On my list, I do have more. Cannot read my list with my glasses on. Oh, this is because I have changed my routine. That's the word. I have changed my routine. It is really a weird feeling, because after I finish this and upload it, I'm going to go walkies, which I have to remember, put stuff on my arms and on the back of my neck, and as I have discovered, I mean, I've been putting the stuff on my hands, but my hands are like 4 times darker now than the rest of my skin. And while I don't mind, you know, getting a little darker because I am just paper white, that's bad for your skin. That's bad for the back of my hands. That's bad for everything. My face, I need to get a, like, something that won't be like, when I smear on the stuff that goes on, I look silverish. I'm using like way more than I should, but it's SPF 50. So it is just like putting white putty on, and then you just have to smear it and hope that it gets absorbed enough. So I don't want to be putting that all over my face, but yeah, my forehead's already getting darker. This part of my nose is getting darker, almost down to here, but because of course of this, I got to start protecting the skin of my face, because as I've mentioned before, it's covered by my glasses, I think, yeah, I have, this mole came in within the past year, and then there's like a wart that's grown underneath it, so I don't know if that's part of anything going on or if it's just coincidence and I don't need to worry about it. I need to talk to a doctor, but I don't have one I can talk to yet. So I don't want to get that really irritated by son if there is an issue. My grandfather had skin cancer issues a lot, and he died of colon cancer, but he had a lot of skin cancer issues, so I'm worried. Yay! What else do we have on my list? Yeah, feeling weird. Yeah, still I hadn't finished that one. It does feel weird to come back at like 2 or 3 o'clock and then have the rest of the night and day. I feel like I'm wasting time at like 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock when I've got time. I'm normally out on walkies, so it is different. Yay! And of course, I'm on part of the, I actually stayed up all day, no lying down. I plan on no lying down again. I'm done with that portion unless this gets bad again, because I gotta make sure to talk to my doctor and get more gabapentin, because I believe that the buildup of the gabapentin for the nerve pain is one of the reasons that I can actually function. It hurts like the devil, and I have to be careful or I get, well, I'll mention, I get bad problems here, but I'm able to function. As you can see, I'm even using this arm more than I did yesterday, if you watched yesterday's vlog. But while I stayed up all day yesterday, I was also so tired, I fell asleep for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours here in the chair, and oh boy, that was like an ice pick in my neck. And of course, I don't know, I mean, ice picks weren't used for their intended purpose much even when I was a kid in the 1960s. I was born in 1962, and then I grew up in high school, started high school in 77 and graduated in 81. Even back then, they didn't use ice picks for, you know, you chipped ice. You broke ice apart with the handle, and there was a spike. Just a long piece of sharp metal with a handle. Dangerous as hell because it's a whack. You poke it through anything. A hand into an artery in your leg. Through a delicate part of the head. It was a very popular weapon for murder for a very long time. Probably it still is, but I don't know how much people know of the term ice pick and what it does and what it was for. So, yeah. Yay! Thumbs up for that. But yeah, what else do I have on my list here? I can't remember if I've mentioned this before. There is the artist, Neil Young, who's still alive now and still performs. You know, a lot of the old people who, you know, they're like in their 60s and 70s, or I guess like the Rolling Stones in their 80s, and they're still performing. But he was very big, and when Young helped form the direction that music was going. He is one of the reasons we have modern music the way it is, even if you do or do not like where it is now. It is far different from what it was when he changed it, but we wouldn't have it had he not been there. So he was very influential, and he was a good musician. And he broke off from one band that he had, and he got a contract with another label. Now this was in the 80s when I was still collecting records. And one of the first records I can't even that I bought of his after his influential days was, I can't remember the name of the album, but it was a retro stuff, retro 50s kind of things. And that's what it was filled with, you know, songs with I'm Kinda Fond of Wanda. And if you've never heard of it, that's fine because it's almost 100 years old. They were retro songs even when he was doing them in the 1980s. So I like the album. I thought it was great. It was a commercial and critical failure. Part of a set of albums that I would have loved had I bought the other ones, but the label actually sued Neil Young for deliberately making albums that no one will buy. Now, was that true, or was he just experimenting? I don't know, personally, but still, that I've been singing in my head a lot of the songs from there off that album. That Kinda Fond of Wanda is one that goes around a lot in my head. So, thumbs up for that. And, oh, I've been using it, but good golly, Miss Molly. Oh, so tiring. I'm only on, except for the gabapentin, it's all just over-the-counter stuff, and oy vey. Every 6 hours it's 600 milligrams of ibuprofen and 650 milligrams of acetaminophen, and then 3 times a day gabapentin, and that's it. I throw caffeine on top of that, of course, for my ADHD, as well as Wellbutrin. It's a long-lasting one for you just take it once a day. And then there's gabapentin, which is a blood pressure med, but it's also used for ADHD. So I have 2 prescription ADHD meds and a home medicated one for ADHD, and my ADHD is still out of control. It's even worse when I'm non-medicated. Watch any of my older videos when I would just talk about, because that was a big thing, I would be talking and then I would mention how it feels like someone had just grabbed into my head and was pulling out what I was trying to talk about, and then, oh, it was gone. Mid-sentence, I was forgetting what I was talking about. That's not even a year ago. So thumbs up for like medications. And let me see. Yes, when I'm out walking, I'm in my own little world. Especially now that I've got my walker. I have to concentrate on the road in front of me intently, because sidewalks are death traps. Roads are a lot better, but you still have to watch out. The reason sidewalks are death traps is when they develop cracks, that is bad. And they are built of slabs that have spaces between them. Those are bad. Now, roads, when you develop cracks, and you will develop cracks under roads and sidewalks because of weather, there is water, ground rises, ground falls, things settle, cracks. They have to. When you have a road and you've got cars driving over them, the cracks, all the edges get softened. And when I say softened, I just mean they get rounded, because all of the edges get broken off. And then the stuff, debris from getting broken down and things getting knocked into the road, people throwing stuff, these cracks tend to fill in, so they're really shallow. And when you go over them with a walker, you just get a lot of bumpity, 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 and your wheels are just riding over the top of them because they are soft and filled in. You have to worry about the deeper ones. They are there. There are pothole-like things that, that are potholes. You have to watch for them. But on the whole, riding on a road is a dream. Sidewalks, again, death traps. Because of, again, the joints. And the joints of sidewalks are deliberately set apart. They have chunks of dividing stuff to keep the concrete from mixing together. So right off the bat, the seams between the slabs on sidewalks are going to be dangerous because of, again, the movements and the deliberate dividers. Hard edges on sidewalks do not get rounded. They stay sharp. Yes, they do get slowly rounded, but they go from a 90-degree angle to a softer 90-degree angle. Very sharp. Rounded, but just like this instead of like this. And because they stay sharp, and because a sidewalk, while they have things, tend to have deeper holes in the spaces, you only need about 1/4 of an inch to stop a walker wheel just dead. And seams between slabs are anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches. And if you're not watching when you go over a slab, your walker stops. Cracks included. Now, cracks are even worse because a crack might just be they're dead set pieces against each other, but there's like a 2-inch gap. You hit that, your walker stops. And any of the cracks that are falling apart from 1/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches, sometimes 2 inches, your walker stops. And when your walker stops, well, if you're the first type where you push the walker ahead, step into it. Push the walker ahead, step into it. If you push the walker ahead and you hit a divot where it stops, you're fine. You look down, you move the wheels out, you step into it, and then you push the walker ahead and you step into it. If you're someone like me, who is using it for, I do have back injuries, and it does help to use a walker for my back. And right now, with my arm and my shoulder where I can't carry anything, but I still need to buy things from stores, I go close to 3 miles an hour in a race walk with my walker ahead of me. And when it stops, I have to go from 3 miles an hour to stopped, or I slam my legs into the metal bars of the walker, or I'm going to go head first over the top of it. I have been able to, when it stops, pick it up and then set it down fast enough that I slow down to like half a mile an hour, but I still move. Or I slam my legs into the metal bar of the stopped walker, and that force pushes the wheels up out of the hole, and I go from, well, 3 miles an hour to half a mile an hour, but I haven't gone over the top. And there are plenty of times where I have come to a dead stop. And oh my God, yes, I am not paying attention to anybody or anything when I am watching the sidewalk. And when I say that, I've got very good peripheral vision, even though my eyes are horrific. So if somebody's coming, I see them. If cars are driving by, I see them. I have a very good watch the world for danger system. But if I'm walking and watching the sidewalk so I don't die, people are mobile distraction units that I am trying to plan to get around. If someone wants to talk to me, if I don't loudly hear my name, you're just a mobile distraction unit, and I've plotted how to get around you safely so that neither you nor I get hurt. When I go out walking, I am not out walking for interaction. I'm out walking so that my body will stay exercised and I don't die. So I'm not trying to interact with anybody. I don't mind if it's a good interaction to stop and interact. I still, actually, as much as I have anxieties, as much as I am socially awkward and have social anxieties, I still like people. I am a people. I'm not a hermit or a recluse by choice. I don't mind talking to people. If people say my name, either Bill or William or nearly senior citizen, I will go, oh, and then look around. So don't just say it once and expect me to talk. The first time lets me know that someone's there. The second time tells me who it is. And if you're not in direct vision, a third time so that I can turn past my direct vision to find you. I don't mind talking to people, but unless you make yourself known very, very strongly, you are just a mobile distraction unit, and I have plotted how to get around you without hurting either of us. So thumbs up. Now, looking at the time, 23 minutes, I just want to say thank you to each and every person that has left me a comment. I can't thank everyone right now. I am really, really tired. This has gone on. When I say I'm tired, I mean this is tired. I'm not sleepy. This arm is just, oh my gosh, I have been working it hard, and it's only 8:51 a.m. I'm going to be going walking, as again as stated, up to Walmart, got to buy water, and then I'm coming back home. I want to play more Dead Island. I get maybe 100 views off the regular Dead Island videos, especially the last one, like 50 minutes. I don't expect anyone to watch that full thing. I didn't even mean to make it that long. So I'm making them mostly for me, I know that. But for the 100 some odd views of the people who watch it, thank you, because I'm also making these videos for you too. And it is greatly appreciated that anybody at all watches anything that I do. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. So I'm still going to keep doing it. I like the game. Thumbs up for that. I still like making the shorts, though of course they get instantly demonetized. And after they get all the views they're ever going to get, YouTube's been saying, oh look, your video is advertiser friendly. Thanks. So until we meet again, you take care, have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. Take care of your body. Don't do things where you're going to hurt your nerves. Be careful. You will damage yourself over time. When I severed my radial nerve here, which severed the motor nerve so my hand didn't work, and damaged my sensory nerve so things still feel weird, that took time. Just repetitive time. Because I did not fall asleep against the arms of chairs 24 hours a day. I fell asleep and pushed against the side of a chair maybe an hour every day. And just that 1 hour of pressure on there every day was like the pushing a rope against a sharp rock. And over time, snap. Just 1 hour a day. And it was dead. They did the test. Severed. Thumbs up. So, let me turn this off. Yeah.